welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We are going to go to the Endless Night scenario of this War of Mine. I really like this one. It's intense. Someone's probably going to die, but again, this War of Mine. And it has an interesting flow. I mean, Endless Night, so basically the two biggest parts of the night, like time of day phases, are scavenging and night raid. You do both of them twice. And one of the character who went scavenging, assuming you went scavenging, can basically drop off their stuff in the storage room before they go out to scavenge the second time. To win this scenario, you have to have at least one character from the starting group survive until the end of the game with their hunger, their misery, their wounds, and their illness levels at 2 or less. And very similar mechanics to what went down with the last day scenario. You have starting equipment, you have cold that starts there. It's going to be a shorter game, really only looking at anywhere between 4 rounds to 6 rounds, where I think what is the last day? Last day is 5 rounds to 7 rounds. So again, this is a little bit shorter. It's a little bit more intense. Things can go wrong very quickly. My first time I played it, I definitely died at the end of the first round because someone died and the other person died immediately thereafter because of misery, and it was very sad. So hopefully that does not happen on this playthrough. What I have done is I did a lot of the setup changes already. Let me get some story time with Greg to start. This war changed everything. It even changed day and night. Over the past week, the intense shelling and raging fires have blackened the sky with smoke and dust. We barely see the sun anymore. It's so hard to tell the difference between day and night that we learn to differentiate it between shades of gray. This change freed us from the threat posed by snipers, but it also opened the streets to looters. Will the sun return when the war ends? Yeah, that's... This War of Mine, man, this stuff is heavy. So, setup changes. There are no shelter cards, again, just like the last day. There are no objective cards, just like the last day, except we do get narrative action cards. So I'll shuffle these up real quick. Remember, I do a lot of die rolling as far as these decks are so small. I will not roll a die, however, with the narrative actions. We will just leave those be. And then we have I will need to shuffle the action I don't pick every round back into it, but other than that, I will leave it be. We have the 5 color cards. Again, I'll put a D6 on top of that. We have our fate cards. I'll put a D8 on top of that. Again, we have our idea deck in the top right off the camera. We have the new fitting cards to the right here. They're off the camera. Our character cards. So the biggest change between the last day and Endless Night is that we only have 2 characters in our starting group, right? So it's a little intense. I mean, you don't have a lot going on. You are going to want to go outside at some point. I try to do that in my second round. I don't think it makes too much sense for me the first round. It gives me more things to worry about, which I don't love. You get the wrong character who comes in with 3 wounds and you have no bandit. I mean, a lot could go wrong with that, right? So I like to do it in the second day. But you want to get a new character in there for sure. And that first night raid card is the first 2 night raid cards really are going to be huge. Well, your first 2 characters, you're hoping for somebody, since there's only going to be one person to guard, only one person's going out. You're hoping for somebody that has a decent inventory, and you're also hoping for a site that will allow you to trade. Now, I have had to really learn some of the advanced rules that I previously just didn't know or didn't appreciate, that have really come to be much more useful for me in playing through the Endless Night scenario than in the others. But it's a cool little challenge. So we're gonna get 2 characters. There's gonna be one character that has a black border, one character that has a red border. The other starts a setup. We'll get to, I'll just do it now actually. So we have the visitors deck again up here off the camera. Again, the event deck, you'll have the 3 ending events on the bottom, and then the three randomly chosen regular events on top of that. Since the ending events can really make a massive difference. I mean, a 4-round game versus a 6-round game, this is pretty significantly different, especially considering the other 2 ending events are so harsh. Again, it's one mechanic in the game that I question. It's just like, Okay, that was a lot easier than it was last time. So I'm going to roll a die. I rolled a 5, 6, and then we'll roll that. All right, cool. So that was as randomized as you can get 3 cards, at least for me. And then we're going to shuffle these up. I'm not going to bother rolling a die for these. We're just going to take 3 off the top and put it on top of our event deck. Cool, done. We're going to have the location cards are going to also be off the screen, but we will put out our starting locations. Again, we will have 3, the close, the distant, and the far. Let's see if we can't get ourselves someplace to trade. So, locations. Ding. The shelled school, cannot trade there. Rubble, basement entrance, and a jammed door. The hotel, basement entrance, and a closed door. And the small apartment building. No trading allowed. Darn it. Now, I did look at my screen. I know this looks really dark. Again, the lighting gets really funky with this War of Mine, but it should lighten up as we start. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I'm going to shuffle up the Night Raids cards. Again, we start with 10. All of the crime wave thing that you do in the regular game with like the taking out the cards with the exclamation point in the corner for Night Raids and Resonance. You don't do that. Everything just starts shuffled in. We have our findings cards. I believe there are 10 of them. Ooh, there are 11. So I'll put a D12 on that. There are 10 Night Raids cards, so I'll put a D10 on that. Our Resonant deck, I won't bother. I'll just pull if I have to pull. So we'll shuffle these up. And then we have the Exploration cards, which I will shuffle up. And we'll go from there. So again, so we still have to pull our 2 characters. Our starting equipment, I already have all of the resources. Again, resources are the gears and the components is what the game calls them. Components and the wood, and then water also counts as a resource. And then you have your tokens. Now, the only tokens we're told to take in our starting equipment are knives. So there are 2 knives in our starting equipment, and then we're going to be able to take tokens with a value of 10 more, and we could choose whatever we want for that. I'll normally take a vegetable, and then I'll be taking coffee or cigarettes depending on the misery triggers of our 2 starting heroes based on the fate cards. You'll also notice that on the board, we were allowed to put 5 basic fittings and 2 advanced fittings. I've gone ahead and selected my fittings. So I have a bed, we have a chair as one of the 2 advanced fittings. The other advanced fitting is the advanced cage trap, or the improved deadfall trap to cage trap. So I basically turned the deadfall trap to a cage trap. They have to go next to each other. And again, the deadfall trap is the second of my 5 regular fittings. I also have a rainwater collector, a crude stove, and a workshop. I think in the last day I took the upgraded, I don't think I took the chair right off the bat. I think I took the upgraded thing for the crude stove. But with only 2 characters, I'm not that worried about upgrading my crude stove just yet, but we'll kind of see how that plays out. I think having that chair out of there and being able to kind of lower misery is important. So I'll probably also take a book or 2 as well, because again, 2 misery to start. Get each character will start with 1 hunger and level 1 hunger and level 2 misery. So again, if one character dies, the other character, if they do that empathy roll and they fail that, then again, you just lost the game on that first round. All right, so we're going for 2 characters. I'm going to get the first character off is going to be Marko. Oh, hello, Marko. Love me some Marko. So prowess 2, I love it. Inventory 5, love it. Marko may use a hatchet to open closed doors as if he was using a lockpick. Empathy 5. Spirit A, if any character in group is hungry, level 3, raise Marko's misery by 1. However, the best part about Marko, if you're resolving Spirit B or C, if he is ill, you lower his illness because this dude is magic. All right, cool. So we'll take some Marko, and I'm just going to put Marko over here. Again, I'm going to put my characters in the place where you would normally put your storage, but this just works better for the video. So now we need a character with a black border. We got Marin. Marin is the garage owner. He has a prowess 1. He has 5 empathy. During the day actions phase, when using the Pokebaut action, you add 3 to his black die roll. That's nice. His spirits resolve A or B. Discard 1 coffee from storage or raise Marin's misery by 1, or if he is miserable, level 2 or 3, raise his illness by 1 if you're resolving Spirit C. So again, he's already starting at 2, so maybe we can make that a 1 before the end of this day action phase, right? So the rest of the characters are going to go up there, and then we're going to get our little character thing. So Marco's character, so we want to get him the fire or the hatchet as soon as possible, that it becomes a goal. I'll put the yellow thing on him, and then Marin will make blue. Don't be blue. All right, is this Marin? This might be Marin. That's Marin. Look at Marin. Marin, magical Marin. It's here to stay. Cool. So now I have 10 more to spend for whatever tokens I want. What do I want? All right, so we're going to need coffee for Marin because Marin likes his coffee. I want to get a couple of books to make sure I can lower some misery. I'm going to get a vegetable to keep at least one of these guys hunger down, and then that gives me one more. Two more I could spend. I think we should take a chem so we can set the deadfall trap, or now it's a cage trap, and we'll just take 2 chems. So that is 10 value of tokens that I've added to everything else that I was told to take, and we are ready to go and enter the endless night. All right, let's see how this goes. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take, again, this off the board. It will tell, again, the scenario objective, at least one character must survive. The endless night, both the scavenging phase and night raids phase occur twice a day in the following order. And you may choose to send other characters from the second scavenging. So if you wanted to switch, you say you have somebody guard in the first round, like the first scavenging phase, you could switch as long as there's still somebody guarding. And then obviously there's things extra flavor text we read if a character dies, if a character abandons the group, or if we accomplish the objective. Let's get the journal out. I do have the app loaded up on my phone over here. The app is everything. It just makes, having to read through this book, again, not great. Much prefer the app experience in this game because it is the same text. So why would I flip through that book for 2 hours? Cool. A new day begins. It is the morning. We're going to draw and resolve the top card from the events deck. It is Army Deals. Place this card. We have to add 3 cold to the cold space. So we're going to have 5 cold in there because again, we started with 2 as per the rules of this scenario. And I know that light's a little wonky. It should kind of even out here in a second. Army Deals, place this card in the findings pile. If any card is already there, remove that card from the game. The value of cigarettes, moonshine, and 100% alcohol and jewelry is raised by 5. So in trade, if we are buying or selling any of those things, we will be able to get 5 more or have to pay 5 more in order to make that work. So we resolve that, which is nice. Look, there's so many worse things, like the double crime wave thing. One point of rule that I cannot find a straight answer on is if you draw the crime wave event, does that mean you have to draw 2 night raids cards for both night raids that scenario, that round, or just the one? I think it's just the one, but I can't get a straight answer on that. So someone who's like a total rules wizard with this game knows that answer. I am very, very curious, but that's fine. So now we're gonna go to day actions. So each of our characters starts with 3 actions each because they have no black dots on any of their character states. So what are we gonna do? Well, we are definitely having in the first, again, the way you work out the actions is like you have one round 1, round 2, round 3. If there's a black dot on any of your character states, that character does not get a action in that corresponding action round, right? So there's 3 action rounds pretty much in every day phase. Is this day? Yeah, these are day actions, pretty sure. Absolutely. Cool. So I'm going to put Marin in the workshop because he is going to spend a component and he's going to take 4 wood and he's going to make himself a board up. Right. We're going to send Marko to the rainwater collector. We're going to put do these actions. We're going to carry out Marko's action first, and we're going to put a weight token there. Done. And then we're going to do Marin's action. He spends the 4 wood, the 1 component, and we have our first board up. Remember, the board ups are just kind of metaphors. They're huge. They make a massive difference in the night raid phase, but you're and the fate phase as well, and there's 3 holes in the board. You can put it wherever it is. It is just, again, a token that you've done something to make your shelter a little bit more impervious to the cold, a little bit more impervious to looters, and that's helpful. Cool. Impervious is probably not the right word there, but I don't know. I lost my thesaurus, so we're going to stick with impervious because it sounds good to me. All right, we're going to do our second action round. I'm going to send Marko now to the workshop. We're going to have Marin take advantage of his little magical abilities here, and he's going to poke about because I know we're going to need more wood at some point. Might as well try to get it now. So I'm going to put 4 wood and a component on the workshop face, and now we're going to carry out our actions. So Marin is going to poke about. He's going to roll. He rolls a 10. We make it a 13. What does he get? No, he still gets 4 things. I'm going to give him 4 wood, and now we can build everything we're going to need to. We're going to have everything we need to... Oh, shoot. We can build the 3rd board up in the day. That's amazing. All right, cool. So this is going to go here. Again, when you roll a 10, it's 4 components or woods. 4 wood or components, I should say, as it's written there. And that was a nice roll. Marko is going to spend this 4 wood and this 1 component. And we get our 2nd board up. Done skis. So they both have 1 more action. And then there's another special rule that I was not entirely aware of that I've come to really like. We're going to send Marin to make the 3rd board up because why the heck not? Since his poking about was so successful. And we're going to do Marko to set the deadfall trap with 1 of these chems. So yeah, it's 1 chems or raw food, and you put a weight token there. Cool. So it's actually, again, I keep saying deadfall trap. It is upgraded to the cage trap, which is right next to it. So we're going to do Marin's turn first. He's going to spend the 4 wood and a component, and he is going to put the last board up on the board. Where else would the board up go but on the board? That is a very good question. I'm glad somebody asked it. All right, so we're going to do Marko's turn. Marko is going to spend the chems, and we're putting a weight token on our cage trap. Now, is there something else I want to do? But Greg, you have no more actions. Aha! Well, advanced rule, because they both had 3 actions this round, I could, if I so chose, I could make one of them get 2 fatigue, and then they could actually take a 4th action. Is that worth it? I think so. I'm a little bit worried about... Oh man, who am I risking? Who am I risking death here? I think I'm worried about Marin dying. So I'm going to give Marko 2 fatigue to give him a 4th action. Right? So again, that's 2 dots, but he'll have 3 fatigue by the time we get to the next round because he is going to go scavenging too. So I can't have both of them eat. I only took this 1 vegetable. So somebody's hunger is going to stay the same. It's going to be just chilling in exactly where it is, and somebody's hunger is going up. I've already made Marko fatigued, so Marin's in trouble. Marin could be in for a rough night here. So I'm gonna make Marin's hunger go up by 1, and Marko's hunger is gonna stay precisely where it is. Yeah, it's silly. Nah, I'm gonna be bullish about Marin's chances of surviving this night, and we're gonna make Marko's hunger go up to a 2. All right, that's fine. Let's go. I don't want to kill Marin off just yet, if I can help it. But you know, it is this war of mine. So the hunger phase is done. We now go to evening. So I need to. I mean, I could have Marko sleep, but obviously I need to get some scavenging done, right? I probably should go out into the world and see what all this is about, and I want to try to get a hatchet if I can and kind of see what's going on. Now I have nowhere to trade, which isn't great, but again, there's another advanced rule that I will probably utilize to take care of that. So Marko's going to go out scavenging, and Marin is going to stand guard. Marin's going to stand guard with a knife. I will give Marko a knife too, just for kicks, and that is fine. Do I want to give him anything else to trade? I gotta keep the coffee. Marko's gonna bring his precious books too, because they might come in useful if I get a chance to trade. But even though it's not looking totally likely, but weird things happen in this game. So I'm going to go to the That would give me the most cards with what I want to do. So I'm going to choose to send Marko to the shelled school. His fatigue is going to go up to a 3. And because Marin is standing guard, his fatigue is going to go up to a 1. Fatigue, well, all you rock on. The fatigue is all set. We've done that. So Marko is going to go to the shelled school. We're going to take 14 cards from the exploration deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Cool. We're going to now start resolving explore cards from the unknown deck, put them in the discard deck. First card off is reality impact. How does it happen? Every time. All right, so reality impact. What are we going to do? We're going to draw a card from the colors deck. I'm going to roll this die. I'm going to get the 5th card going from bottom to top. So that is going to be our color. Our color is red. Oh, it's going to be really dramatic. Jumping right into it, kids. So then I'm going to draw a card from the exploration deck. This is the exploration deck. I'm going to check that number on this card with that color. So it's 639. I'm not resolving this card. Remember, I'm just pulling this card from the exploration deck to get this. And I guess it just will go in the discard pile, which is fine. So we're doing 639. I'm going to ding, ding, ding. So red, that number, 639. I am pulling it from there. Yup, that's right. Here we go. And what awful things are going to happen now? Please, Mom, I don't want to do this anymore. Don't take me to them, screamed a young brunette. We approached the window to see where all the noise was coming from. An older woman was leading her daughter down the street. We have to eat, little girl, and they reward kindness with food. That's life, sweetie, so get it together, wipe that dirt off your face, and clean yourself up. They don't want an ugly girl with a swollen face. The mother yelled at her as she smacked her on the back of the head. A moment later, they were standing outside the house opposite ours. Knock, knock. An older man appeared at the door and handed the woman a small bag stuffed with food. She pushed her daughter toward him. Gentlemen, dinner is served. The man hollered to his comrades and shut the door. I'll come pick her up in an hour, the mother reminded the man. Then she started heading back to her house. Suddenly she stopped, leaned against the wall, kneeled, and covered her face with her hands. After a while, she stood up and walked away. Back to game. Yowza. Yeah, welcome to this war of mine. Next, bang. It's bars. There are no bars at our location, so since there are no bars at this location, we take another card from the exploration deck to replace this card, right? And we have door. Peek through the keyhole. Return 1 exploration card to look at the next card of the deck. Yes, please. I'm going to return this exploration card because I do not want to raise the noise or roll for the noise, right? So we look at the next card. Open space. There is no open space in my location. So now we get another replacement card. It is rubble. There is rubble in my space. However, all right, so since there's rubble, this goes here. However, we don't have a shovel, so we can't do anything with this card. It just sticks there. If we get a shovel, we could potentially dig through and some magical stuff could happen. All right, next card. Map card, jam door. There is a jam door. However, we don't have a lockpick. I think we need a lockpick. No. Jam door. If there is you may resolve this card immediately or place it in the exploration slot and resolve it later instead of drawing a new exploration card. Oh, so we can kick in. So it's not a closed door, it's a jam door. So we can return 1 exploration card and raise the noise by 3 and roll for the noise. To add 3 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck, draw and resolve a furniture chart, and then discard that. I don't hate that. I do want something to trade. So I'm going to do this. So this is an advanced rule. So there's an advanced rule, and I just checked. So at the beginning or end of exploration, I can discard 4 cards to replace a location, and I'm probably going to do that if I have enough cards. Is it worth the risk of going and trying to get a furniture chart? I think it is. So I'm going to return 1 exploration card. So I'm returning this card. I'm raising the noise. It goes from a 1 to a 4, and I'm rolling for the noise. Do not be a 4 or less. It is a 7. Looked like a 1 again, but it's still a 7. All right, cool. So after I enter, I add 3 cards from the restoration deck into the unknown deck, and then I'm going to draw and resolve 1 card from the 1 findings card, and I'm going to resolve the furniture chart in here. So this is the findings chart. There are 11 cards, I think. 5. Yep. So I'm going to roll a d12. I rolled 10. So we take this card. And what do we have? Furniture. We're going to get an herb. We're going to get a weapon part. We're going to get a mechanical part. And we're going to get ourselves a special finding. So we rolled a d10. Bam. I rolled a 6. A 6 on this is nothing. Really? It was a 6. All right. That's great. Cool. So that goes here. How is 6 nothing? That's unusual. Yeah, after you resolve the findings, start. Yeah, shuffle this card back in the findings deck. We're going to need to get the electrical and mechanical parts to eventually build a reinforced door, which is something high priority on my list. Cool. So we're going to now... So this doesn't say end exploration at the end of this. I'm going to resolve another card. It is I can ignore this card or search the heap. If I search the heap, I have to return 2 exploration cards and raise the noise by 1, or raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. No thanks. So I'm going to return 2 exploration cards, raise the noise to a 5, and then I'm going to draw and resolve a findings card, rolling the d12. I rolled a 12. There's only 11 of these cards, though. I rolled an 8, 11, 10, 9. This is 8. It is, so we're resolving the heap. I'm just going to give me an electrical part, a filter, a weapon part. Ooh, that's nice. I can... Oh, if I get the metal workshop, I can build myself the hatchet. So that's... oh, for the furniture chart, would have given me a raw food. That would have been nice, too. But, alas. So I got a weapon part, I got a filter, I got an electrical part, and I'm going to roll. I got a 10. What is it? Bandages. Ooh, lots of good and interesting stuff, kids. All right, so that is that. This does say or end exploration, so it's the end of scavenging. Now I'm going to choose what I'm bringing back, right? I do want to get a hatchet. I want to get it bad. So I'm bringing all this back. I don't know if I need this other knife. So I can carry 5 weight. So something's not making the trip. I don't want the filter. So stuff that you don't, another advanced rule, stuff you don't take back, you can leave right on the location. The next time you go there, if you roll a 7 or higher at the start, you can take it and put it in the findings pile. So I think I bring these things back, and then next turn is when I can get like the wood and the components that I'm gonna want, and whatever. So at the end of my scavenging, I'm gonna discard 4 cards to replace a location. Whenever you replace a location, you remove it. Everything else moves down, and then you put the new location on the board, and it is Old Town, and you can trade there, and that makes me happy. All right, so especially if I can keep onto some of this stuff. So that was the first scavenging. Now again, we're going to the rules for Endless Earth. What are Endless Earth? Wow, Endless Night. We're gonna do scavenging, night raid, then we return with findings, then we scavenging, night raid, return to shelter with findings. All right, and then we move on to the normal order of things from the journal. So we're going to the night raid. I have Marin. He's armed with a knife. Let me clean this up. This all looks like a mess. It's a mess, I tell you. Where's this D12 go? D12 goes on the findings chart. We have the resonance deck untouched. So night raid cards, again, all the bad ones are in there. So there are no soft spots, and there are less soft spots. Again, the original. When you're playing the normal game, all the early night raid cards are pretty easy. Now you have 4 cards in there that are just brutal. So you're really hoping to get like the reality impact card, which is usually pretty good, or one of the cards that says remove from game. But again, if it says remove from game, it's because it's really easy, and that means that the deck just gets worse and worse for you over the course of the game. So Marin's here. We're gonna do a night raid card. There are 9 of these cards, I believe. No, 10 of these cards. It's like 9. Just one more. I'm going to get this War of Mine app back open. So I'm rolling a D. Well, I have this D10. I'm going to roll a D10. It is a 7. Okay, coming from the top. 10, 9, 8. Okay, what is it? Yes, reality impact. Marin's going to live. Maybe. All right, so now I have to roll. I have to roll this to determine the color. I never shuffled that from the last time. All right. And what do we get? I'm rolling. It is a 4, so take number 4. It's going to be black. All right, so I'm going to take black, reveal the top card of the Night Raid's deck, and I'm just looking at the number. So it is 29. All right, so I'm resolving number 29. This would have been a bad one. 6. That's only 2 wounds, but yeah, not great. Yeah, that would have been, I would have had to lose a lot of my resources. Actually wouldn't have been awful. And I have the board ups. That would have been a decent card. Yeah, because it's one of the bad ones, but it still says afterwards removed from the game. So we could have lived with that. But that's fine. I'll take reality impact. What did I say? 29? 29. So this is going to get shuffled back together. Bam. Bam. Where's my handy dandy scripts? All right, 29. First there were gunshots, then banging on the door, followed by mourning. You can hear quiet moans of someone begging for help. There's nothing we can do. It may be a trap or 1622 or damn it, we gotta help them. It could just as well be one of us out there and maybe they have something of value on them. C 1870. Well, interesting. The black cards are usually bad. Oh man, whatever, let's do it. It was a wounded soldier, 19 years old, tops. His leg had been shot through and was pumping blood. Quick aid would save his life, but he'll probably lose his leg anyway. I'm going to try to help him. There's no time for bandages. We quickly tore up some rags and tied the wound tight. We'll tend to the wounded soldier and then get some help for him when dawn arrives. Write 992 on a blank token and place it on the events deck. While drawing an event card, first resolve 992. Meanwhile, back to game. Oh boy. Alright, well, here we go. So, one of the things about this game that I find strange is how few of these tokens I got. Now, I did buy a secondhand version of this game, so maybe there was more tokens. But, yeah, I'm like doubling up and tripling up on a lot of these. And I will say, it is an amazing number of scripts. Like, I don't think I've seen the same one of these scripts twice. And trust me, there are 1 or 2 that are like cheat codes in this game that I'm like, oh, I would love to get that again. So anyway, so 992, putting that on the events deck, and we'll resolve that once we get there. Meanwhile, back to game. Well, drawing an event card first, resolve 992. Cool. Back to game. That was the end of the night raid. That's all you got, Night Raiders? You got nothing. Cool. So what am I doing? I'm bringing all this stuff back as Marko. Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff. Man, I don't even... Well, we got the deadfall trap. I might just have him go out and bring back components next time. I mean, Marin has 2 prowess. We got 3 board ups. I think that's fine. Cool. So now what? We go back to our little our turn order here. So return to the shelter with findings. Now we go back out scavenging because this night it's endless. Yep, I know. It's well named. So going back to... Do I even want that filter? Ooh, and another option is, do I want to just go and try to trade? What am I trading for? That could be interesting, because then I could just get the hatchet the tradey way and not worry about potentially these tokens going away. The tradey way. It's an official term, kids. Alright, I'm going to take all this. I'll leave the bandages. I'm trying to remember what the commission there I think is not great. Yeah, so Marko's going back out scavenging. He's going to bring a bunch of stuff with him, and I'm going to go to Old Town. And I think that will work. Yeah, this will save me a lot of time. I'm just worried. Well, I'll bring the coffee and the chems. And at least they'll be with Marko, so if there is a raid, we don't have to worry about Marin losing his coffee and becoming miserable, because he is so cranky when he's miserable. Alright, so we are going to Old Town, right? So it was nice that I was able to get that on the board with the advanced rule. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's fine. I don't want to be there that long anyway. So we have these 10 cards. What am I going to do? We are going to return 6 of them to trade. Let me get to an end exploration card first. Let me see what's up. Open space. There is open space there. If there is open space, resolve it immediately. Move carefully or run through. I'm going to return to... Oh, it doesn't have an end. Well, I guess if I just run out of cards, then I end that way. That's right. So I'm going to move carefully. I'm going to return 2 exploration cards and raise the noise by 2. I should have reset it at the beginning of the second scavenging. So now it's up to a 3. Yikes. Yeah, I'm just going to do it this way then. I'm going to return 6 to trade. what is the trade? It is the C55 is the script. 5-5, bang. Despite the crowds, this does not look like any marketplace that existed before the war. Faded people resembling skeletons that barter junk and scrap. You join them. You may pay any tokens here. Trade commission 4. Oh, all right. Well, not excited about losing the chems. I really do want to get Marko one of his hatchets, but it's going to cost 4 off the top. So that's 12. Should have probably brought the bandages. All right, chems are gone. And I should be able to do some cool things between the deadfall trap and the crude stove here. So, all right. So I'm gonna get rid of this 16. The commission is 4. And it's probably smart to keep the bandages in case Marin gets hurt right now anyway. So I'm giving the book, herbs, chems, 2 weapon parts, and the knife to get myself the hatchet. Because Marko loves his hatchet. Cool. That is a way. Oh, I already took a hatchet out. He only gets 1 hatchet, kids, not 2. So I'm keeping that coffee, right? Because again, I'm worried about that misery already. Cool. I have 1 more card. I'm going to flip it over. Stairs up. Return exclamation cards. I can't, so I have to raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise. Yikes. Be higher than a 5. It's a 7. Looks like a 1 again, but it's still a 7. Yay. All right, cool. End exploration. I have no more cards in the unknown deck. These all go here. I noticed I never went back to I went to a different location, so I didn't have a chance to try to get that filter back, unless I don't really care about that filter too much. So the exploration cards are all shuffled up. I should reset the color deck. And now Marko is going to try to fill out the rest of his inventory. Again, his inventory is a 5. What does he want? I will take, well, the reinforced door would be 3 more wood, which is good. So we'll do that. And do I want any waters? I can carry 1 more thing. I will take 1 water. Right. I mean, I'm not that worried about anything else. So that's weight of 5. The hatchet weighs 1, and those 4 resources weigh 1 each. Now what? Well, we do our Night Raids card again. Take 2. I rolled a 0, which is a 10 on that die. So I'm taking the top Night Raids card because there are 10 cards in this deck. What is it? Starving people. Not awful. Not awful at all. So it is, Marin's got the knife. We're already defended 3. And this one is one that gets shuffled back in. So it's 4 damage is 4 tokens and resources and 1 wound. So we're already negating 3 of those. So we're down to 1 wound and 1 token going away. It'd probably be the bandage, looking at what I'm looking at. But again, Marin has prowess 1, so we get 2 rolls of this. I rolled 1 knife. 1 knife. I have the bandages. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, I can re-roll. The problem is half the time I'm going to get squadouche. So I think it makes sense just to get rid of. So it's in 4 tokens of resources, starting with the green tokens. I have no green tokens in storage, so I think I get rid of the bandages. It was either I take the wound and I put the bandages on Marin, or I just get rid of the bandages. I just got rid of the bandages. Great. So good job, Marin. He survives the first round. That was a fortuitous run of cards from the Night Raid deck. I am not upset with that. Marko comes wee all the way home, as he is prone to do. And we get 1 water, just coffee, no chems, which is a little unfortunate, but everything else is looking fairly good here. Marin's going to sit on his card. I can put this back here. We have this here. So now what do we do? So we're done with the second Night Raid, so we move on to the rest of the day or night order. So we again did the Night Raid. Night Raid. There is no crime wave. All the crime wave cards are already in. So we go to Dawn. So the scavenging party returns. Done. Assign meds and bandages. We have none. Draw a fade card. So there are 7 cards in there. I'm going to roll a d8. I rolled a 7, so I'm going to take the top card. That one looks upside down. All right, cool. Bing. What do we got? It is raise the illness of all ill characters who did not take meds by 1. Heal the wounds of all characters who had bandages by 1. Discard bandage tokens from all characters. So that is all a moot issue. We're gonna, if cold tokens minus board ups equals 5 or more, cold tokens are 5, board ups are 3, so that equals 2. So we don't have to worry about that. Exchange the nearest medium location. This is this medium location, so that filter goes away. When you exchange the location, everything else comes down. This location comes off the top. It is the construction site. Cool, cool. Now we resolve weight tokens. Resolve weight tokens, then discard them. Spirit A, I'm just getting ahead of myself a little bit. So I'm going to roll for the rainwater collector. I rolled a 2. Awesome, I get 2 water. It's a very forgiving rainwater collector. Cool, so that's resolved. This weight token goes away. And now hopefully I roll better for the cage trap. I'm rolling. I rolled a 9. 2 raw food, because it actually becomes a 12 because it's a cage trap. And I will take that 2 raw food and be very happy. Yum, yum. All right, so that is done. The resolve Spirit A on all character cards. Spirit A is on Marin. Discard 1 coffee from storage. I did. And on Marko, there are no characters that are hungry. 3 are on level 3, so his misery stays exactly where it is. Rock on. This is going well, which is always scary. Oh, and this is Marin's little knife. Will also come back to storage. We are well armed, kids. We have a knife and a hatchet. What else could you ask for in the world? Cool. Now, rest of the dawn phase, we're going to draw 2 narrative action cards. We get to keep 1 of them. The narrative action cards are Headshot, play during any combat, if you use a firearm, 1 ammo, blah, 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 or Dead On. Headshot or Dead On. Well, we have the hatchet. And if you're playing during the night raid phase, if you have a hatchet, you automatically can ignore a night raid card. Yes, we will take Dead On and be very happy with that. And I'll just put that up in here as a reminder. Hopefully that will help keep the lighting from continuing to get too bright. So that is that. And we actually shuffle the Headshot back in. Headshot would be one I would take if I didn't get Dead On, especially if you're bringing in another character. A lot of times it's pretty easy to find a character, get a visitor that it's coming in with a gun and 1 ammo. Cool, that is done. So we're going from dawn. We go back to another round. Now, the moment of truth. It is morning. Before we resolve the event action, we have to go to 992. And I'm sure there's somebody who's done 992 who is like, that was a really terrible decision. You are awful at this game. Let's see what happens. There are 3 soldiers on our doorstep. 1 points to the blood under the door. The others are aiming at us with their rifles. They push us aside and enter our shelter uninvited. When they see the wounded young soldier, they ease up immediately. Little brother, yells the biggest of them. You're alive. Good people, I'll repay you, I promise. They took the wounded soldier, and an hour later, someone was banging on the door again. A soldier handed us a crate, and before leaving, thanked us profusely 1 more time. What? Some of these things are just like, yeah. So we had 3 canned food, 3 water. I mean, this is like just breaks. I don't know. Whatever, man. This is nuts. We don't even have to go scavenging. We're just like self-sufficient now. We get 3 canned food, 3 water, 3 coffee, and 3 cigarettes to storage. Coffee. Where is the coffee? It does also make me question the wisdom of introducing other elements here, because I get a visitor who's like all wounded and stuff, and I got to worry about misery and all this garbage, and I don't have any more books. Oh, I can't even prepare a 1 wood or book. So when you're preparing a meal, you have to burn something, so you're either burning a wood or a book, and that's fine. I gave away all my books in trade commission. All right, so 3 coffee and 3 cigarettes. And remember, army deals is still in play. That doesn't go away. That stays there as long as another card doesn't get put there. So here are my 3 cigarettes. Now, if I get some rats, I'm going to have to discard all green tokens, and that would be awful. But the canned food is like pretty baller for real. So now, draw and resolve an event card as usual. Okay, don't be rats. Or actually can be rats because I have canned food. What is it? Crime wave. Wow. We're adding a cold to the cold space, and during this night raid phase, draw and resolve 2 night raid cards. Now, I don't know how that would apply to both. And there are things that allow you to ignore night raid cards. So I just don't know how that would apply to both night raids. And so I'm going to apply it to the first night raid. And if someone, knows something I don't, just put it in the comments. Because, yeah, I can't see how the other interpretation that it would apply to both would make any sense. All right. Because it says this. It doesn't say all night raid phases this turn. I mean, obviously, it is what it is. That's my interpretation. I'm sticking to it. So we're done with Dawn, I think. Now we have to go to day actions. Cool. All right, day actions. So Marco's first action is obvious. He has to go to the bed to lose 2 of his fatigue. Marin, his first action, what is he gonna do? We don't even have to worry about food. This is so sick. Yeah, this is really weird. Marin's gonna have an idea. No, where's the idea space? Idea space is here. Cool. So we're gonna take 2 things from here. We're gonna get the reinforced door and a second bed. Sure, why not? That's gonna go here. We're gonna now carry. So we carried out Marin's action. Marko, we're gonna carry his action. His fatigue goes from a 3 down to a 1. Done. All right, they both have a second action. Marin is gonna go take a nap, so he'll have a third action now. And Marko will build the reinforced door. Sure, it's gonna be 3 components, 5 wood, an electrical part, and a mechanical part. Now you can only build the reinforced door if you have all 3 of your board ups already built, which we obviously do, because this has been glorious. So we're gonna put this in the guard space. It increases the prowess by 2, which basically gives Marin a prowess of 4, and he'll have the hatchet. Remember, the hatchet is like, you roll that hatchet symbol and you just totally cancel a night raid card. So we'll probably have him guarding tonight. We have literally all the warders in the game already because we saved that kid. So we carried out Marko's second action. He doesn't have a third action. Marin's second action is he is going to lose his 1 fatigue. Now, Marin's third action, do we try to address his misery? We now have a bunch of coffees, which is ridiculous, but probably be good to start lowering his misery. We don't have any books because I sold them for my hatchet. It seemed important at the time. We could sell these cigarettes for like 6 each, which is really insane, and get all the chems and books that we want. All the books you could possibly want. What am I doing with your third thing, dude? I mean, I guess setting the rainwater doesn't make sense. I could get a visitor. I'm like reluctant to do that without any bandages or whatnot. I just feel like, why am I introducing an element that is not going to be helpful? We're just kind of like watch out for ourselves. I mean, this is like, I guess this is the point of this game, right? Like, things went really well for us. We're just kind of like, no, we don't want visitors. We're just good. We're good. Get her done. All right, I'm going to set the deadfall trap with because if I roll a 5 with the cage trap, I mean, a 5 or better, I get 2 raw food. So I can turn 1 raw food into 2 raw food, maybe. That's a weird trap thing. I guess it's one way to protect food too, because if you get raided, you don't have to worry about losing the raw food because it's already been spent on the trap. But that feels a little weird to me. I mean, I could have Marin poke about because that's what he does well, and maybe build a second bed. That I don't hate. Sure, he's gonna poke about. We're rolling the D10, and what do we get? I rolled a 4, so 4 becomes a 7 because Marin is amazing. That gets me 3 wood or components. I will take 3 wood because I have none of it. Man, I'm really wondering about getting this other visitor. I think if I can get myself some bandages. Oh, that 4 commission's really gross. It's really not great. Yeah, I don't even think I go scavenging. Why would I? Why would I? Yeah, makes no sense. All right, so we're going to go to now the next phase. We're going to dusk. Each character drinks some water. Each character eats. Now I'm going to have Marko eat one of these canned foods. Marin's going to eat one of the raw foods. So both of them have hunger 0. All right, now we get to the evening. I'm going to raise Marko's fatigue to a 2. Marin's fatigue is going to go back to a 1. And I'm going to have them both stand guard. Because again, losing the most expensive tokens could really turn this around pretty quick. But I didn't make any bandages. I mean, is there any way I can make bandages? I forget how some of these things work. Relax. Oh, when I build the chair. Oh, right. You have to build a chair to have everyone have their misery rolled by 1. Right, so I started with the chair. That was probably a strategic mistake on my part. That's fine. Herbal mids. Yeah, I don't think these make... Well, I can make bandages if I have 1 herb and 1 filter, but I would need to build the herbal garden and then improve it to the herbal workshop. That's just a lot. That's a whole lot of stuff that's not happening. All right, that's fine. So they're both going to stand guard. Let's not push it if we don't need to. The fact that we're drawing 3 this turn, I think this makes the most sense. Just to be on the safe side, we can try to do some trading and stuff next turn. And we'll see where the army deals are at and all that stuff. All right, so we're going to scavenging. No one's going scavenging. They're both standing guard. Great. So we go to the night raids. We're going to roll this die. It is, again, is a D. That's the findings deck. It is a D10. There are 10 of these cards, and we're drawing 2 night raid cards for the first night raid phase this turn. So I'm rolling. It is a 2. What is number 2? Is it going to be reality impact? Let's find another wounded soldier. No. All right. It's a bad one. So any 6 tokens damage, starting with the most expensive ones. 2 wounds. Great. Now, we have the reinforced door, so everyone's prowess is increased by 2, which is really nice. I'm going to go with Marin first, because Marin's holding the knife, Marko's holding the hatchet, and we'll see how much I can reduce this with Marin. We've already had 3 board ups, so this 6 and 2 is already now reduced down to a 3 and 2, or a math is hard, a 3 and 2, or... I would just take, if I take no wounds, which I probably would do, then it would just be a 5 and 0, right? So that wouldn't be awful. But let's see what I can roll. So with Marin, we're rolling. He knocks 3 off, which is ridiculous. And with now the hatchet has 2 abilities here. So because it's still a melee weapon, this would reduce damage or wounds if I rolled that, so then we're good, right? Because I've made it down to, I just knocked off 3. So it's 6 and 2 is 8. The 3 borders make it 5 points of damage and or wounds I need to worry about. Now I have 2 points of damage and or wounds I need to worry about. So I'm going to roll with Marko, and I have basically 4 rolls, or 5 rolls. My powers is 2. So there's 2 rerolls plus 2 more rerolls. So I have 5 rolls to either get that, or just the headshot symbol, the dead on symbol, and we're totally good. Remember, I still have that too. So I'm going to roll. I would knock off 1. Now we'll keep going. Done. Everything's canceled. This card doesn't matter. Now we have to draw and resolve a second one. When you draw and resolve 2 cards in this game, you actually do shuffle things back in. That was a card that got shuffled back in. And now we're going to roll our D10. What do we get? It's a 7, 10, 9, 8, and 7 is there. What is it? It is a memory. Memories like the shadow of our mind. All right, so I'm going to choose a character on the guard duty. I'm going to choose Marko. His misery level is 1. So we're going to roll a D10. We'll roll a 1 from the game. I rolled a 5. Now, since I rolled a 5, we're going to go down to Marko. Misery level 1. We're going to read 851. And it says, we were called to a tenement fire. I was still the new one on our team. We had just started setting up the hoses when a resident shouted that there was someone inside. I donned a breathing mask, went in, and carried out a young lady. Long story short, we got married soon after. Her name was Alina. Aw, Marko! That's just was not what I was expecting at all. I mean, this game is nuts. Cool. That was a thing. That was the thing that happened. So we drew 2. Crime wave card has been satisfied, and we're good to go. Now we do the second scavenging phase. I can now choose to send one of these clowns scavenging. Oh man, do I just go? Do I go? What are bandages? Bandages are 10. Trying to look at what I have here. Bandages are 10. I get some herbals. This would be not some herbal. I get some chems. That's 6, 12, 18. If I get rid of one of those, that's 33. I can get a bandage and a meds. You can get rid of one of the coffees. I get a bandage and a meds. I bring in another visitor. Because the more the merrier, kids. I need to get some books is what I really need to get. Because I need to start. I got to start lowering this this misery. Definitely have to start lowering this misery. Alright, so 6, 12, 18, 33, 34. That's a lot. Yeah, I won't even need the coffee. 18, 33. So then I have 29 to spend. I can get a lot of things that I want to do. Cool. So the second scavenging phase, I'm going to send Marin out. We're so worried about weight. He only has 3 inventory. So that's not great. Yeah, his 3 inventory is not great. Now, what I could do is keep him with the hatchet. We have the dead on card if this night raid card's really bad. And then I could have Marko go do this trading, and that might be smarter. And I'll give him the knife. He's got prowess. He can, protect himself. All right, we'll do that. So I'm going to go to Old Town. I'm going to get 12 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We are going to resolve. Did I move? Shell School. Yeah, we've only had 1. It feels like we've had 7 rounds. Because it's an endless night, people. That is exactly what is happening. So we are going to explore in Old Town. Return to exploration cards. Sure. It stares up. Look for another way. Great. It gives me the option to end exploration. I'm going to turn in 6. 6. We're going to trade. I'm going to trade 55. Trade commission, so I can buy any tokens here. Trade commission 4. So I'm going to turn in, again, this is 33 army deals. Everything's raised by 5. Yes, it is. So I'm going to get advantages. I'm going to get a meds. And I'm going to get, also it's down to 29. I'm going to get an herbal meds and 3 books. No, 2 books and a chems. 2 books and a chems. Where are the chems? There are the chems. Alright, so what did I do? I spent the canned food, which is 15. These are all 6 each. That's 33. I take 4 off the top for the trade commission. That's 29. So I get 29 worth of stuff. That is 29 worth of stuff. Cool. I'm going to put these back. I'm going to end the scavenge. I'm going to come out here. I end exploration because I can. I could have returned 3 to socialize. Yeah, let me socialize with my last 3 cards. Why not? Let's see what's going on there. Might be good to know for next time. So 689. Bam. The Old Town appears as one of the few islands of normality in this sea of madness, but the appearance from afar is a deception. Up close, you see people selling treasured heirlooms side by side with looters offloading their stolen goods. Some of it pure trash. Still, trade as it is reminds us, the survivors, of the pre-war days when the market square pushed with trade in less illicit wares. Decided to spend your time here. You can listen to some gossip. You can check if we can get something from the gifts for victims of war. We can look for medical help. We could hire someone. Maybe there's looking to hire some help. Do we want someone to hire us? Let's listen to some gossip. Sure. People everywhere, waiting in line for gifts, sitting on an improvised rubble bench, standing around the gates to the peacekeeping forces zone. Everyone's talking, whispering, arguing, cajoling, making plans, exchanging first-hand information. Take a peek at the top card from either the events or the resonance deck. I will look at the top card of the resonance deck. Yes, please. Rats. Oh, that's really nice. All right, so we know that rats are great. So I'm not scared of resonance. Good to know. Yes, gossip. All right, I'm digging it. So, ending scavenging, I'm going to get myself, I mean, sure, 2 waters. And I can carry 2 more because the knife's only going to weigh 1. I'll get myself 2 wood. Rock on. And nothing else there has a weight. We're going to now do the night raid. I'm rolling. It's a 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. What do we got? 6 damage and 3 wounds. That's a bad one. Now, remember, he's going to have 4 rerolls. I'm already defended 3. So I can get rid of any 6 tokens starting with green. It does not have to be the most expensive. So that's not the worst thing going here. Great. So I'm going to roll to try to defend this. Can I get myself... oh, I have the dead on. Play during the night raid phase. If the combat character on guard duty has a hatchet, automatically ignore 1 night raid card. I mean, it just seems like a no-brainer. But the thing is, I don't know. Can I roll first? It says play during. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to roll first. And then if I fail, then I just use the night raid card. Then I use the event card. If you're wielding a hatchet, automatically kill. Yeah, play during the night raid phase. Automatically ignore. Yeah, I believe if I'm taking that at face value, like I can roll first and then play that. Yes. So I'm rolling. If someone has an FAQ on that, please let me know. So prowess +2. So I have 3 rerolls. I have 4 rolls total. I roll once. Nope. Twice. Nope. 3 times. Nope. Nope. All right. Playing dead on. So pretend I just did it right away. And we don't have any rule quandary, right? And that is going to ignore this roll. Rugged hoodlums get discarded back in here. And that is fine. Probably... We'll see what I want to do with guard. Guard duty next time. All right, Marko comes wee all the way back home. That was the second night raid phase, so we're done with night raids, and we'll be able to move on. All the waters, all that, done. All right, use the army deals to our advantage, which I like. Cool. So we have all this stuff here. All right, Marin, good job, buddy. Marin comes back too. So we now go to the dawn phase, and scavenging party returns. We assign meds and damages. I'm not going to assign that. I'm probably going to get a visitor next turn just because I can. And then we're going to draw a fate card. Again, I'm rolling a d8. We get 5, so we're taking the 5th card in this deck, going from, again, number 1 being the bottom card. Raise the illness of all ill characters who do not take meds, herbal meds by 1. Discard all herbal med tokens from characters. If cold tokens minus board ups equals 4 or more, there are 6 cold tokens. There are 3 board ups, so we're good. It equals 3. Exchange the nearest location. Doesn't matter the size. This comes off. These go down. This comes out. We have the central square. And now we have resolve weight tokens. We have none. Resolve spirit A on all characters. Marin needs his coffee. No one's hungry, so Marko is good. Tank is what Marko is. My man, the tanked Marko. Cool. So what are we going to do? We're going to the next day. Woo, woo. All right. We have ourselves Dawn. Draw the event card. Bam. Shelling. If more than 1 character went scavenging the previous night, it did not. If we did, there would have been some wounds. It would have been bad. I would have been sad. We would have had to destroy some stuff. Yikes. All right, add 1 cold to the cold space. Again, we already have 6 in there, and there are no more cold tokens. Done. So events is done. We have our day actions. Marin is going to place, he's going to build the second bed with his first action, and Marko's first action, he's going to go to the first bed and take a nap. So we're going to resolve those. We have the second bed. I just put 4 wood and 3 components into the thing. We'll put the second bed over here by the stove. Wake up to the smell of fresh cooking rats. All right. And then we have Marko is going to lose his fatigue token. Done. All right, second action. Marin's going to go to bed, so he loses his fatigue token. Marko's second action is going to... I mean... we're going to set the deadfall trap. Because we can. With the chems. And that's going to put a wait token on there. We have this and this. Cool. Third action, we're going to send Marin outside. We're going to send... No, we're going to have Marin rest. We're going to send Marko outside. So we go outside. We need to roll because there's a sniper. Bam. No, 9. We're good. If it was a 1, we get wounds, and that would have been really sad. All right, so we're going to draw and resolve a visitor card. However, if the number of characters in the group is 2 or less, search the visitor's deck for the first arrival card and resolve it. Cool. So we're going to go for our characters. We're going to visitor's deck for our character card, arrival card. So that's not an arrival card, arrival card. Bam. What do I like? All right, so we have ourselves a stranger. A gravely wounded stranger asks for shelter. Yes, we'll take you in. Why not? So we're going to get a new character. And what do we got? We got Katya. Katya's going to come in. She's only going to have 2 wounds, which is not bad as far as some of these visitors go. And again, we're just basically going to get more people standing guard with us at night, which is in with the prowess and just kind of reducing stuff. It makes some sense. So she comes in with 3 vegetables and a raw food. So we're really good on food. Vegetables and a raw food. Hello, Katya. Welcome. She has no more actions this turn. We're going to get her a thing. Where is the camera holding Katya herself? She's a reporter, so when she's present, trade commission is lowered to 0. She also needs coffee, however, so that's a thing. But if we can get a guitar too, that will really lower. She can lower miseries. If she's wounded level 2 or 3, and we have Spirit C, we have to raise her misery by 1. Not great. Now, bandages, advanced rules. I can assign the bandages to her immediately, and I make sure it doesn't get lost in any kind of night raid. And this arrival card, it gets shuffled back in the visitor's deck because, of course, it does. Cool. So that was Marko's third action. Marin still has a third action. He's going to roll to try to reduce his misery. Again, I have 2 books in storage, so anything higher than a 1, we're good. I rolled a 5. His misery is reduced by 1. Don't hate that. Cool. So those are the third actions for both of them. I see no need to give either of them a 4th action here. We're in a fairly good spot. So what are we going to do? I'm going to go to the next phase. The next phase is dusk. They all drink a water, which is fine. Hunger. We will all eat vegetables because why not? I mean, it just makes some sense. If we lose it, yeah, we have the deadfall trap. Like, we're getting raw food. If we lose these to night raids, it is what it is. It could be worse. I mean, we're more at getting coffees and stuff than anything else. And now these meds, which I got, well, the cold tokens could definitely kill us at some point, so I think it makes sense to hold on to some meds, but I don't want to assign them, because if you assign them and then you have a fake card that says you have to discard them, that's fine. So one thing you can do is like have anyone that's scavenging take them out of storage so they're not available there for the night raiders to come and steal them from you. All right, so that was dusk. We now go to evening. We have to decide how we're divvying up the labor here. I'm going to give them all fatigue 1 because there was no sleep for any of you. That is right. All right, so we're going to send Katya to... Well, Marko's going to stand guard. It just makes the most sense. I think if Katya goes trading, what could she trade away? Man, that canned food is tempting. It's really tempting. We're going to need that and that. She trades away to canned food. Because we're pretty much on top for hunger. We can get, all the coffees we want, some chems. What else am I thinking about? And she could always carry, another advanced rule, she can carry 1 more than her inventory. It just takes 2 fatigue. But I mean, we have 2 beds. Not too worried about it. She might want to get another bandage, though. I don't think we even bother trading. Don't think we do it this turn. There's no real point. I mean, I could have Katya stand there, and we could really, between the three of us all standing guard with prowess 2, it's pretty sick. Pretty sick. Alright, we'll do that. So we're going to do the first scavenging phase. Again, I raised all their fatigue by 1. First scavenging phase, we're not scavenging. So we go to the night raid. Rolling my D10. It's a 9, so we're going to get this card. What is it? Thugs, 4 tokens 4 tokens of resources starting with tokens, and I get to choose which ones are 8 wounds. Again, that's reduced to 5. So it's 4 plus 4 is 8, reduced to 5. So I need to somehow account for the other 5 damage and or wounds. I'm going to go with Marin first with the knife. So he's going to cancel 1. His prowess is, he got 3 more rolls, so we'll keep rolling. Cancels 3. Great. So now we have to deal with 2 more. I'll have Katya roll. She's unarmed. So she's going to just punch these guys in the face. Her prowess is 0. It's actually 2 because of the reinforced door. Oh, don't even need the hatchet, man. This is nice. So this Slugs card is resolved. And we're good to go there. Do I really want to go scavenging? I think it makes some sense. Again, I'm a little worried. Yeah, I don't know how many more coffees. I think there's at least 1 more coffee in here. I'm going to be going through 2 coffees a turn, which is obviously a little bit of concern. So I think if I get that last coffee, I get another chems. That will make some sense. So I'm going to send Katya out. She's going to go there with the canned food and the coffee. Right. That will do. Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of the raw food. That's fine. And then, so we're scavenging. She's at the closest location. So we're going to get 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Cool. So we're going to go here. So end exploration option right off the bat. I return 2 exploration cards. No problem. I'm turning 6 to trade. All right, we've already done that script. It's going to be 55. Trade commission 4. Katya, when she's trading, trade commission is lowered to 0. She's going to spend this 16. I'm going to get an herbal meds, a coffee. How much is a guitar? Guitar is like expensive, I think. Where's a guitar? Guitar. Oh, the cars is only 10, but it's 2 weight. I want to just get a guitar. Sure. Lower 1 chosen character from 0 by 1 for Spirit B. I like guitars. Why not? So we'll get that. We'll get the coffee. I'm just totally messing around right now. It's ridiculous. The coffee. Where is the coffee? Did I already take the coffee out? Oh, so I don't know. I lost my mind for a second there. Yeah, so I had 2 coffee in here. I got this coffee out prematurely. So I'm trading in the canned food for 15. The guitar plus the coffee is 4. I'm going to get myself a couple more chems because we're doing this strategy. I need some other stuff to make sure I have the food that I'm going to want. And we're just going to need, so I have 2 more that I could spend. Cigarettes cost 6. So that's a problem. Broken guitar. Oh, I never got a narrative action card last turn. Right? Right. Narrative action would be rumors. Take a look at the top 2 cards of the following decks, or ignore the requirement of 1 resource token types. I'll take resourceful. Sorry about that. Yeah, I already know what the top card of the resonance deck is, and that's like everything. And then the visitor's deck, when I got a visitor, I knew I was getting a character, so that didn't matter either. So yeah, I'll take resourceful. So sorry about that. We'll deal with that if I need it. I don't even know what I'm building though. Just ridiculous. All right, so she's trading. I still have 2 more. 2 more things I can get. What do I want? Nothing. I mean, I'll kick another book and another chems. Sure, why not? And then so the canned food's gone. She can now get one more weight. Her inventory is 3, and we will get a water. Yeah, that will do. I think that will do. All right, so Night Ray card. I'm rolling this D10. It is a 2. So we're going to get the second card from the bottom. What is it? It is Thugs are back, jerks. All right. So, again, they're doing 8 damage plus wounds. We are going to roll the melee die for both. And remember, Marko has the hatchet. So we have 4 rolls total for Marin because he has a prowess of 1 plus the 2 for the armored door. Now 3 more rolls. Oh, 2 more rolls. Oh, boom. All right, so down to 2 wounds. Marko's got 17,000 rolls, and he only needs 1 because he's a beast. That was not a reroll. That was me dropping the dice because I'm a gooberhead. Oh, we obviously ended exploration. Yeah, I don't really want to socialize. Kathy's not in the talkative mood. She's wounded a little bit still, so we're good. So Night Ray card was satisfied. These guys come back to their cards. Katya comes back. I got a water, guys, and some chems, and a guitar. And Marko's like, why do we need a guitar? Whatever. It is what it is. And any romance, like knowing that he had a wife who may or may not still be alive, like she kills all the romantic thoughts I had that was going on between Katya and Marko in my head. But that is fine. Someone's like, dude, this guy's bananas. Yes, I am. We're gonna move on. So scavenging is done. Night raid is done. We are officially done with round number 3. We are assigning meds or bandages. No, we're not. We're going to draw a fate card. I'm going to roll this D8. We're going to get card number 6 from the bottom. It is raise the illness of all ill characters. We have none. Heal the wounds of all characters who had bandages by 1. Rock on. So Katya's wound becomes a 1. And discard bandages from tokens from all characters. So the bandage did its job. We are going to want to get another one of those before that gets out of control. Remember, and that's nice because, again, if we were resolving Spirit C now, her misery won't be raised because her wound level went from a 2 to a 1. If cold minus board ups equals 5 or more, cold minus board ups equals 3. We're good. Exchange the nearest medium location so the construction site goes away. This location comes in. It is a derelict squat. Resolving weight tokens, resolving the weight token on the cage trap. It is an 8. It becomes an 11. That gives me 2 raw food. Ridiculous. That's done. And then we resolve Spirit A. Both of these guys, Katya and Marin, will both have a coffee. Cool. We have 1 coffee left. And we don't have to worry about Marko because Marko's a champ. Dude is Teflon. All right. So this will go back here. We get the narrative action cards, which is what I forgot last time. Headshot. If we have a gun, we have ammo. It's basically the same as Dead On, which is we already used. And then duty. Play during the day actions phase. Raise 1 chosen character fatigue by 1 to automatically remove a rubble or rubble from this card without losing an action. All right. We might want to get a gun with an ammo. We'll see. So that is the end of that. We go to the ending events. Ceasefire? Maybe? We'll see. What is it? Is it ceasefire? No! Contagious illness. Raise all ill characters' illness by 1. We have no ill characters. That's ridiculous. Add 2 cold to the cold space. Fine. Cool. Done. Day actions. Great. Both of these guys are gonna use different beds and take a nap. Katya, what is Katya gonna do? Katya is gonna... We have so much food. Katya is gonna set a weight token on the rainwater collector. So that's her first action, and then the fatigue markers go off for these 2 guys. Second action, Katya is gonna take a nap now. Marin's going to try to get rid of his misery. And Marko is going to... I mean, do I want to build anything? Not really. Marko, there's like no ideas I want. There's like nothing to do. What is happening? Marko is going to. Well, we could get another hatchet. We'll do that. So Marco's gonna, well, yeah, Marco's gonna poke about. Yeah, we'll try to get some more stuff in here. So Marco's gonna roll. He is not as cool as Marin, so he gets a 3, which gives him 1 wood or 1 component. We'll just take the wood. Why not? Marin is trying to. So yeah, each book gives me a 6 to go in. So Marin's definitely gonna get rid of his misery. Good job, Marin. And Katya gets rid of her fatigue. She still doesn't have a third action because of her wound. Third action, Marco's now going to get rid of his misery, and Marin's going to poke about. He rolls. It's a 2 plus 3 is a 5, so we get 2 wood components. Yeah, it's fine. Try to build a metal workshop next time. And then Marin's going to roll. It's a 10 plus 6 because of the books. It's a 16. He gets rid of his misery. Cool. So that is all of the day actions. We're going to go next. Everyone drinks some water. Drink up, kids. Done. So I have this guitar, which might now be totally useless because no one has any misery at all. Everyone eats. Nah. I mean, nah. We'll eat next time. We will eat next time. Yeah, I didn't even set the cage trap. So hunger 1. Hunger 1. Hunger 1. We're gonna go to evening. Is anyone scavenging? Probably. I mean, I could definitely use some meds, some bandages. Again, those wounds can get out of control. It's the only like weakness in my game right here, right? So we'll send Katya scavenging. She's going to go to the same place and pretty much do the same thing. We don't need the guitar anymore, clearly, and I am worried about illness. So she'll bring the guitar, and no, we didn't set the deadfall trap, so I won't even give away the rest of this. Yeah, we'll just trade a guitar for bandages, right? That seems fair. This is going to go guitar for bandages. So I'm going to get 14 cards. 14. These two guys are going to get here and here. Knife to Marin. Hatchet to Marko. So exploration card. Hiding place. I can ignore this card. Yeah, I will ignore this card. That's fine. I'm going to return 6. It gives me a hiding place, which is nice if I were to trigger a resident. But again, the resident is just a freaking rat anyway. 4, 5, 6. We're going to trade. I'm not even going to look it up. We're trading the guitar because no one has any more misery to get a bandage. That's fine. We're going to return 3 to socialize because maybe there's something else cool we can do here real quick. Oops. Back to game. 689. Just get some from the gifts of war. Sure. Once in a while, but only for a brief moment, the crowd of haggard figures livens up and voices rise. After a while, they form a queue or gather into a group, hiding the source of commotion. This attracts even more people. They hope food or medicine is being distributed there. Roll the black die. I rolled. It is a 10. I get 1 canned food or 1 meds or 1 bandages. Wow. I'll take a meds in case there's something that gives me some illness here. And now I have a bunch of stuff going on. Great. Back to game. I'm going to end exploration because I had the option on the bottom of that card. And she's going to choose the rest of her things to bring back. She will bring back 1 water. We know that we have the rainwater collector there, so that's not a concern. And I'll take 2 components because I can. Right. So that's done. We're now going to go to the night raid phase number 1. I'm going to roll this die. It is a 9, so we're taking the 9th from the top bottom. I haven't discarded any of these cards yet. Starving people. Great. We reduced to 4 plus the 1, so we have to worry about a combination of 2 damage and or wounds. We're going to roll with Marin. Marin cancels both of it. Done. Now you notice, like, in between, that I can't choose to have someone sleep. You know, you choose when they sleep at evening, right? You can't be in the middle of this cycle of scavenging and guarding and decide, oh, speaking of which, I do need to give everyone a fatigue, and then decide, oh, I'm going to have this person sleep for the second half of that. That's not how that works. But you can change who's guarding and who's scavenging, like I've already done in sending out Katya to scavenge once after she guarded the first time. All right, so she's coming home. Oh, so this is all the weight. The components, again, weigh 1 each. And at least against the inventory, and then the water weighs 1 each against the inventory. We have all these meds now. We have the next scavenging phase. Katya is not going to scavenge this time, so we're just going to do a night raid. So I'm going to roll this. It's an 8, so 8 from the top, or bottom, I mean. Looters. Afterward, remove this from the game. 6 and 2. So again, the 6 plus the 2 is we need some combination of 6 damage and 2. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're reducing that 8 down. The 6 and the 2 equals 8. Reducing that to a 5 because of the board ups. So now we have some combination of 5 damage and or wounds. I'm gonna roll for Katya first because she's a beast. All right, she's gonna negate 1. I'm not gonna get greedy there. So now we have to worry about 4 more damage and or wounds. That was with Marin, I'll be honest. In my head, it was oh, he did it again. Oh, he did it 3 times. He has 1 more roll. He canceled none. Marin. He rolled headshot, headshot, headshot. All right, now Marko has 5 rolls, and right now we have, again, some combination of she canceled 1, so 4 damage and or wounds. So what is he gonna do? Well, he got the headshot, so that's 1, 2. So he canceled 2. Nah. There you go. Hatchet again. The Hatchet is on fire, kids. Get to the craps table and put all your money on Hatchet because that just negates that. And afterwards, that's removed from the game. So now there's only 9 of those suckers left. Everyone comes home. All the way back to your storage card. And now we can go on to the next phase. Because the night raids are done, we go to Dawn. Signing, no, we're going to sign the bandage to Katya. We're going to resolve on a fate card. I rolled a 6, so 6 from the bottom. It is raise the illness of all ill characters by 1. Discard herbal med tokens from all characters. If cold minus board ups equals 4 or more, it does not. Cold minus board ups equals 3. We're good. Exchange the nearest location. So bye-bye, Old Town. These come down. Resolve weight tokens. I'm going to roll for the rainwater collector. It's a 1. Gives me 1 water. Awesome. That's a good roll. And then resolve Spirit A. Shoot, she didn't get any more coffee. Why? All right, so she is going to discard 1 coffee. So I'm going to raise her misery by 1. And I'll have Marin have the coffee. That's fine. Marin, you took that coffee from Katya. You are the worst. What kind of chivalry is that? And then we don't have to worry about Marko. Done. 2 narrative actions. They haven't been all that useful since the Dead On, which was amazing. Although, all right, this should have been shuffled back in. The one I didn't take last round. So put that back in. All right, now we're taking 2 of these suckers. What do we get? Vigilant Watch. Lower the damage, wounds from a single night raid card by 4 tokens resources or wounds. Or open a closed door. Great, we'll do the Vigilant Watch. That could come in handy. Done. And now we go back to the event. Is it going to be ceasefire? Oh, it is not. Until the end of the game, during each night raid phase, draw and resolve 2 night raid cards instead of 1. So that will actually, so not like Crime Wave, which said this is the end of the game. We are resolving 2 instead of 1. So it basically means we have 8 night raid cards that we are going to be resolving. But I think we have the team, the championship team that will be able to deal with that nonsense. Cool. So now we're going to the next round. Katya is going to, she'll take a nap to get rid of her fatigue. Marin will take a nap in that bed. Marko is going to Now, Marin will poke about. Marko will net. Right? Right. And I still have resourceful, but, you know, what else am I doing here? So, Katya's first action, she gets rid of her 1 fatigue. Actually, she probably shouldn't even waste her time doing that. She'll go to the chair and get rid of her 1 misery. Great. I rolled a 1 plus the 3 books at 2 each. So I got a 7, which is exactly what I needed to get rid of that. Thank you. Don't show off, Katya. Just bare minimum. We're good. Poking about with Marin. He rolls a 5. It becomes an 8. He can get 3 wood and components. He will take 2 components and a wood. And Marko got rid of his fatigue. Cool. Second round, Katya has an action. She's going to set the rainwater collector. Put a weight token on that. She has no more actions. After that, Marin is going to go to a bed, and Marko is going to build the metal workshop. So it's going to be 5 tokens, 5 components, I mean, and 3 wood. I have no weapon parts. That's fine. I have this illusion of building another hatchet here, but I don't think it's actually going to have enough time. But, you know, it's there. It's there. 3 components of wood. I can build a shovel just for kicks. That's fine. Done. So Marin's fatigue goes away. Now they both have a third action. We're going to... Katya is done. Someone's going to set the cage trap with the chems. Get a weight token on that. And Marin will... What do I need? Weapon parts. I can build another knife. That's not the worst idea. But I need a weapon part for that even. Yeesh. Weapon parts for everything. Marin, what are you going to do? She'll probably go trading again tonight. I'm going to need coffee big time. Big time. So she gets coffee and some weapon parts. That will be nice. Although the place where she was trading is gone, so we have to trade somewhere else. Kids, that's what happens. So Marin's just going to poke about, and why not? Nothing else really happening here. That's going to go there. So I'm going to roll. It's a 4, becomes a 7. He's going to take 3 components and our wood. I'll give him 2 components and a wood. I'll take 3 components. Cool. That is the end of the day actions. This will go away. So we now go to the next round. They all drink a water. Done. Each character should eat. They all will eat a raw food to get rid of their hunger 1. Yummy. Done. Now we go. They're all... Katya's fatigue is going to go from a 1 to a 2. The rest of them are just going to get fatigue 1. And Katya, again, Mrs. No Trade Commission herself, is going to do what she does. While these guys are going to be at the reinforced store. And again, crime on the rise. We're pulling 2 cards for the rest of the game, which is bananas. Cool. So we're going to the closest thing. We got 14 exploration cards. What is she bringing to trade? That's a good question. Books, herbal meds. Yeah, I guess I'm not that worried about meds right now either. It's crazy. That's 16. So she's getting 14 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. We're going to get the first card. I'm going to return a card to look at the next card. Oh. Now, I'm going to enter. So I'm just going to return one exploration card to look at the next card of the unknown deck, or I can enter just raising the noise by to 1. So this should have been reset. That goes to a 2. That has orange exploration on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that was kind of right. There's 7 more cards in there. So I'm going to trade. I'm going to go to 674. Bam. The human shadows roaming around the city, the center of the city, gravitate to the market. It's the market where a person can get nearly anything they need, even though what's available isn't of great quality and comes at an exorbitant price. Of course, trade there is all barter based. The national currency lost its value a long time ago. You can buy any gray, green, or yellow tokens. So I cannot get red tokens. That changes things a little bit. Because I cannot get weapon parts. So much for my dream of having a second hatchet. So what am I getting? I'm gonna get. I'm gonna turn in. Well, then I think I just get the 3 coffees then, and don't push it. 3 coffees. Coffee. I already have an extra meds. Wow. That definitely changes things. I will. Lockpick's useless. A lot of this isn't useless. Isn't useful. Yeah, really was hoping for a weapon part. So I'll turn in the herbal meds. I still have 2 other meds, and I'll take. I don't need that chems. I still have 2 chems here. I don't want anything with weight. And I'll keep the herbal meds. I'll take a vegetable, and I can't get the cigarettes though because it still costs 6. Oh wait, this. Yeah, this goes in the night range deck. Because that's it doesn't go in that space. If it went in the finding space, I would have replaced that. But it doesn't. Fine, I'll take 1 more chems. Who cares? Done. So I traded 1 meds for... I still have 1 more. I can still spend 1 more. This all weighs. I don't want it to weigh anything. Stop weighing things. Stop spreading the news. Man, the fact that there are only 3 coffees in this game, and you have 2 characters that both need a coffee is really brutal. I'll take an herb. Why not? Who doesn't want an herb? That's great. This is totally useless. Alright, I'm going to end my exploration. I could spend 3 to socialize. Do I want to socialize? Sure, let's socialize. Back to game is 191. You are in the central square? Yes. At one time, this was truly the center of the city. Shops, restaurants, banks, cinemas, parking lots, various services. You could find everything here, but now there's virtually nothing. There are only some ruins left, and what remains of the buildings that existed before the war are now barely recognizable. Burnt store signs above the gaping black voids of what used to be shop entrances. However, it's here that the largest concentration of people in the city can be found. They come here as if looking for memories of their old lives. They organize hopeless events, trade junk with each other, make unreal plans. What else have they got left? Decide how you spend your time here. This is kind of the same deal, right? So really the same options. I'm going to look for medical help, and maybe she can just heal her wound right here. 128. Occasionally, friendly doctors are on duty in the peacekeeping forces zone. They are missed more and more at the hospital, so you have to be really lucky to meet them here. So if I roll a 7 or higher, I just can heal my wound. I rolled an 8. Wound is gone. All right. Look at that. Back to game. End exploration. Done. Exciting. Exciting times. So now I literally just have fatigue to worry about. This is nuts. So we do the first night raid of this round. So we're going to roll this die, and crime is on the rise, so we're doing 2 of them. Bam. It's an 8. So we're getting the 8th from the bottom. Remember, 1 card's out. There's only 9 cards left in this deck. It is Rugged Hoodlums. Now, you resolve these 1 at a time, right? So they're going to do a combination. Oh, I have to get my weight. I'm going to get 3 waters. Well, I'll get 2 waters and a wood, just for kicks. All right, so we're at a 9. It becomes a 6. Again, 6 plus 3 becomes a 6. I have 3 board-ups, right? Cool. So I'm going to roll with the melee die for Marin. He has 4 rolls. I gotta go with Marko first. I rolled the hatchet. 3 more rolls. Missed. Miss. Come on, give me something. All right, he cancels 1. Wow, Marin, showing off, man. It's great. So it now is down to 5. So I'll be losing 5 tokens, starting with green. Honestly, it's fine with me. So we're gonna now roll with Marin. Marko. He has 5 rolls. I would be canceling 1. Nope. 4 more rolls. Canceling 0. Canceling 2. He has 2 more rolls if I don't take this. If I do take this, we're down to just 3 tokens, starting with green. Yeah, I could 2 rolls could be really bad. So I'm going to get rid of the raw food that I had left, and I'm going to get rid of 1 of the chems because that's fine. I'm just not taking any ones. That's all I care about. Now, this gets shuffled back in, and we resolve a second one because, of course, we do. All right, so we go here, resolving a second one. I'm going to roll a d10. I rolled a 10. There's only 9 cards in here. I rolled a 7. So 7 from the bottom. Raging Gang. Wow. Damage 8, wounds 5. So that's 13. I got it down to a 10 because of whatever. I'm going to stick with Marin first, baby. He's canceling 2. That's fine. So now we can cancel all the wounds pretty much. So I have 8 tokens. Oh, that's going to be rough. I have 5 rolls with Marko to get the hatchet. 5 rolls. I can just get rid of 5 tokens. Yeah, that's fine. I have, again, it's 13. 3 board ups gets it down to 10. I cancel 2 with Marin. I cancel 3 with Marko. I think that makes sense. So now we're down to 5. And I'm just going to get rid of my 3 books, my chems, and my meds. And that is fine. I don't need any of it right now. We're good to go. So then what happens? This gets shuffled back in here. Katya comes back. She goes, dude, what happened to all the stuff in storage? And I'll be like, oh, really, Katya? What did you do? Yeah, you got us a vegetable. Great, thank you. And some coffee. So at least Marin's happy with his freaking coffee. So we got the 2 waters, all this stuff coming back. So the next scavenging phase, Katya is not going out. She's going to come stand guard with these guys because she is awesome. So what's happening? We are now going to do another night raid phase. Again, at the end of the game, each night raid phase, we're drawing resolving 2. It's brutal. So we're going to, we have to survive one more day of this too. Awesome. We're going to roll this D10. It's 8, so 8 from the bottom. Starving people. This one's fine. So it's a total of 5. It's reduced to 2. We'll have Katya go first. She has 2 more rolls because of the armored door, so she doesn't block any of it. Marin's going to go next. He has 4 rolls. All right, there we go. Everything's canceled. That's fine. So that's the first one. We have to resolve the second one because of crime on the rise. And what do we get? D10, 8. Is starving people. Afterwards, remove this one from the game. The last one did not say that. So cool. Same math. Katya is missing. She's missing a lot. Marin, good. Canceled. Done. So that is out of the game now. And now we only have 8 more cards in here. But we survived another night raid phase. And that is good. So everyone comes home. Ding. Ding. Knife. Hatchet. Done. We go to our fate draw. With our fate draw, we're going to roll this D8. We rolled a 1, so we're going to take the card on the bottom. What is it? It is raise the wounds. There are no wounded characters. Raise the lower the illness. There are no ill characters. If cold tokens minus discard meds from all characters. No meds on any characters. Discard if cold tokens minus board ups equals 4 or more. It does not. Exchange the nearest small location. This is out. This comes down. Bam. Resolve weight tokens. Rainwater collector. We're going to roll for that. It's a 5. That's going to give us 2 waters. We're going to do the deadfall trap, rolling or the cage trap. 6 becomes a 9. 2 raw food. Those are resolved. What's next? Resolve spirit A. We have to drink 2 coffee, or we have to consume 2 coffees. And then that is done. Golden. 2 narrative action cards. What do we get? Handyman, secret storage. That's not great. Well, secret storage will go there. Oh, this could have lowered by 4. I totally forgot about Vigilant Watch. Yeah, that's really sick. That's fine. Cool. What are we going? We're going back to the beginning of this handy dandy journal, and we get the last event, ceasefire. That's right. All right, so we have to survive to the end of the day. Then we can resolve the script, and it'll be hopefully a joyful day in all of our lives as we bring this war to a close. Right. So we're gonna go to the day action phase. Katya is gonna go take a nap. What's he doing? I don't know. No one has any misery. He's gonna just poke about. Bam. He gets a 9, so we'll get 4 components. And 4. Katya's fatigue goes away. Marko's fatigue goes away. Done. Next turn. Marin's gonna go to the bed. Marko's going to set the cage trap because he can. And Katya is going to Set the rainwater collector, cause she can. Bam, bam. Fatigue goes away. They all have one more action. And they all just poke about a ton. Why not? So Marin's first becomes a 5 because he's amazing. He'll take 2 wood. Marco's going to roll. It's a 5. He takes 2 wood. And Katya rolls. It's a 10. She'll take 4 components just to be different. So that is the end of all their actions. They didn't do much. They didn't need to do much. We're going to go to... And we know we're surviving this turn, so might as well just use it all up. We're going to, at dusk, everyone's going to drink of water. At, everyone's going to eat raw food, vegetable. Done. And then we go to the night phase. Everyone's going to stand guard. I'm not sending anybody out. Katya's bandage stays on her. Sorry about that. So fatigue 1, fatigue 1, fatigue 1. Cool. They're all on the reinforced door. Katya is going to get this. The knife. You know what? Katya wants a knife, man. She's like, you know what, dude, Marin, I've been watching you. You're terrible. And we're going to change this up. Cool. I'm all about that. Great. So it's not optimally, obviously, Marin has more prowess, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not happy with Marin right now. So we're going to do the scavenging phase. No one's going scavenging, so we do the first night raid card. What is it? We have to roll a d8 because there's only 8 cards left there. It is a 4. We haven't had the reality impact in a while. Starving people, don't hate it. Marin's going to roll 4 times with this die. See, Marin's useless. Katya's like, I told you, useless. She cancels it all on her first roll with a melee weapon because she's amazing. So that's done. Pull that starving people card a few times, which is nice. And again, there's 1 starving people that you take out of the game, 1 you don't. Crimes on the rise. We have to resolve another night raid card. D8. I'm getting the second from the bottom. Memories. All right, choosing a character. I'm going to choose Katya because she's a beast. She has a misery level of a 0. I'm going to roll the d10. It's a 1, so I'm rolling for Katya. I'm rolling 4. I'm reading 424. I've seen more of the world and had more experiences than any of my friends and relatives. I've met famous people, and my readers have found my interviews funny and incisive. And when I try to write down my own experiences, well, then I'm stuck. I want to find and hug my folks, not write about them. I wish I had visited them more often. Yeah. Yep. Night raid card is done. So night raid thing is done. The scavenging party returns. Well, no one went scavenging, so we can go scavenging now. We're not going scavenging. Night raid again. Crime's still on the rise though, so we have to resolve 2 of these suckers. Where's my D8? There it is. I rolled. It's a 7. 7 from the bottom. What do we get? Raging gang. So Marin is going to, so it's 13 minus 3 because of the board ups down to a 10. Marin's rolling 4 times and he's just garbage. Yes, he cancels 1. So we have 9 more to worry about. Katya can roll 3 times. Oh, she just wipes out 3 right off the bat. Just a beast. So we have 6 more to worry about. And Marko, he has 3 more rolls. All right, that would knock it down to 4. I'm going to play Vigilant Watch, speaking is hard, and I'm going to reduce the damage wounds from a single night raid card by 4. All right, done. So this is satisfied. That's used. And then we have 1 more night raid card to go because it is crime on the rise. There's 8 here. We rolled a 2, so 2 from the bottom. Hobos. Damage. Any 3 tokens or resources. We have board ups. We can totally ignore that. That does get removed from the game. Night raid phase is over. These guys come all the way home. We pull a fake card, rolling the D8. It's a 5. 5 from the bottom. What do we get? It is this. These come back 2. We have discard bandages, discard wounds, blah, blah, blah. If cold minus board ups equals 5 or more, it doesn't. Exchange the nearest medium location. Cool. Resolve weight tokens. Sure. How many waters do I get? Well, I'm going to get 4 waters. Resolving the cage trap. I rolled a 9 again. It becomes a 12. Really? So I get 2 raw food. Done. And then we have to discard 2 coffees. We only have 1 because we're resolving Spirit A. So I'm going to give Katya Misery 1. That is fine. We draw 2 narrative action cards. Obviously doesn't matter. Like a mouse. Sure. Who cares? That will go there. That will go there. Done. Cool. So we survived to the end of the round. We come to the ceasefire. The long-awaited ceasefire was finally agreed upon, putting an end to the fighting in Pogarin. Those who managed to survive the war in Grasnavia will never forget it. So we resolve the epilogue. It says read 1,000 on that card, but because we're playing the scenario, we will read this once and for all. We accomplished the objective. Each day we spent hiding from stray bullets and nearby shell explosions. We knew that our chances of surviving this war grew slimmer and slimmer. We lived as best as we could, saving food reasonably when we were able to. The little joy we could find in each other's company, a sad smile here or a kind word there, was desperately needed to make it from day to day. As the skies grew increasingly darker, it seemed that the waning light paralleled our waning lives. All that seemed to be missing was a formal announcement that we were dead. Morale sank, and hope slowly withered and died. But somehow, we managed to pull through. Against all odds, we survived this war of ours. That is that. It's a cool scenario. I do like it. It plays, again, I think there's 2 kinds of this War of Mine games, and one, it's where you kind of get control early and you kind of just cruise, and then there's games where it's just a nightmare and you're trying to hold on, and it's very hard. To end with my 2 original characters and they have nothing is just nuts. Those first Night Raid cards were very friendly to us, and just some good rolls early, and you're off to the races. I mean, rolling, having Marin, being able to get 3 board ups from day 1, never had to worry about illness. Bringing in Katya, having her trade commission at the 0, it makes a massive difference over the course of a game. And the event cards didn't really screw us. I mean, ever. I mean, it's one of those things. Had to pull a lot of Night Raid cards. I'm sure that got tiresome a little bit, but this is it's one of those games. I'm not sure where it's gonna fit for me long term. I like it. I don't know if I'm gonna need to keep it around forever and ever, but it's good. It's a really compelling story, and every time you find a script you haven't found before, and you're just like, oh, that thing with the soldier, that was just totally sick. That's a massive boon to get those 3 canned foods and all that stuff. So I think I might have one more TWOM in me for the channel. I might try to do this on the advanced board. I've been looking at that. It seems really interesting, like a very different way to play this game. Relative, right? I mean, it's there's some different strategies that you're going to need to put forward, but we'll see. I think this is good for now. Again, the base game of TWOM only comes with the 2 scenarios, so I'm happy to feature both of them on the channel. And any questions, comments, epiphanies, rules I missed, things you would have done differently, strategies that you think I just got super lucky with, all that is fair game. I will always respond in the comments, so please put them down below. If you want to see what is coming up in my channel, I do put a schedule every month in my on my Patreon page. It is a public post that you can see what is coming up next. I believe, off the top of my head, we got some Gaia. We always have some Maze Knight, always have some Arkham, always have some Spirit Island, and the like. And hopefully, sooner rather than later, I'll be able to get some Cloudspire on here, get some Too Many Bones on here, and I got another Zeds that I want to film for sure. So no shortage of things to bring to you for your viewing pleasure, kids. That's about it. Always appreciate the support and everything that people have done to show me how much they value this channel. Means a lot. Thank you so much. And until next time, happy gaming.